Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany Bundles, and today's video is a vlog video. So let me tell you all, I just got this home system, like this furnace installed. Ignore my tape, I need to wipe it off. All my kids' handprints are on here, but it's this Google Nest Thermostat E. Has anyone ever tried this? I don't really, I mean, I like the way it looks, but when it was installed, I was noticing that my air wasn't kicking on. Like, I would go and I would, let me show you. I would turn this on to, like, it would look like this, but nothing would blow out. So I called like tech support, and their tech support agent was really frustrated with me because he was like, all you have to do is press the button and change the knob. And I'm like, I'm doing that, but nothing's coming on. So long story short, after spending like 45 minutes on the phone with tech support, I called maintenance out here, and they advised me that the thermostat, like the connections out in the laundry room and also outside, weren't connected to this. So no air was blowing. We were super hot. I think the temperature in the house at like 80 degrees, and finally got it fixed yesterday. No, the day before yesterday. And it does work like the guy over the phone was explaining. Like, the tech support agent was absolutely correct. So I can see his frustration now because he didn't know that the wires on the outside and the wires for the thermostat or whatever, the controls, weren't hooked up to this. But now that everything's working, it's so easy to work. Time and everything is there, and you can switch it to heat, you can switch it to cool. And at first I was like, I don't like this at all. I want to go back to just the traditional thermostat, or the, I hope I'm using the right terminology, you know what I mean, like I think it is, yeah, the traditional thermostat handles. I don't want this. But now that I see how it works, it is pretty cool. So this morning it was off, I just turned it to cool, and I kind of, like, yeah, you set the temperature like this. So right now it's like 74 in the house, and then under, it has like a timer as to when it will set. I just keep it on 50 just to be, you know, safe. And then you can also just turn it off. So those are pretty much the only things that I use, the cool and the off, only features. And then it's like an eco feature too. Do you want to use the eco temperature? And it gives you more information. You can start or you can go back. So no, I don't want to start. See, stop. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. But yeah, so today on the agenda, I am gonna go to church, either virtually or in person. I'm not sure yet. I'm not feeling the best, so we will have to see. Yeah, we'll just have to see how I feel. Church starts in approximately 2.5 hours. So I'm gonna figure that out. I also need to do a little bit of work for my businesses, just some prep work, and then on Monday I'll finish the block of everything. I'm gonna be vlogging a little today as well, but I don't have a lot on the agenda. So yeah, I'm vlogging. Decided to just go ahead and get some more footage, and I will come back to you all in the next footage, or in the next scene with more footage of something. Stay tuned. got some reading in. I'm about to work on a client. So when you sign up for the credit repair, there is, after the consultation, there is an email or a text message link that you'll get with further information. So it could be like, let's say there's someone that has 5 collections that they want removed off their account. I need to be able to see what collections they are, which barrels, fly in here, they're on, in order for me to work towards writing the dispute letters in hopes of getting those collections removed. Now, one of the cool things too about credit is that not everything has to be, or about credit repair, I should say, not everything has to be, like there doesn't have to be an inaccuracy for you to necessarily get something removed off your credit report either. If the collection companies cannot verify certain information, that's another way that you can have derogatory marks removed from your credit report. So there's a lot of different angles that you can go with. And also during consultations, there are some people that text me and say, hey, do I really need to do a call? Can I just start with your credit repair service? And you can, but the whole point of me wanting to do consultations is because I want you to be comfortable with what this process entails. And I also want you to be able to have a clear expectation of how it works. This is not something that works like a magic eraser overnight where you send in the information. I don't even want to say send in, because you're not necessarily sending me your credit reports. So it is secure. I do want to say this too. I want to get a gauge for what your expectations are. There are some people that don't understand fully how credit works. And if you're someone that's thinking, for example, hey, if I go to Brittany, she's going to repair my credit and I'm going to be able to get a mortgage next week, or get approved for a mortgage next week, I want to make sure that you have realistic expectations. Now, I'm not saying that getting certain derogatory marks off of your credit report won't help you have a better chance at getting qualified for a mortgage, if that's what you're looking at doing. But I do want you to be under the right expectation that it's probably not going to happen. It's not going to happen in a few days. I don't even want to say probably. It's not going to happen in a few days. It takes me time to draft up the dispute letters, to mail off the dispute letters, for them to the collection companies and also the credit bureaus to get the dispute letters, for them to review them. And sometimes they ask for additional information. So then if they ask for additional information, so then it's that portion of time that is required for me to notify you of what the credit bureaus, what they're looking for. And then for you to supply me with the information that I need to go back to the credit bureaus to provide to them so that we can continue on with the process. So so every case is different. There are some people that don't need as much back and forth as others. There are some people's derogatory marks that come off or get removed easier than others. So everyone's experience can definitely be different. So I just wanted to put that out there. So that's what the consultation is pretty much for you to have an understanding of how this works, for you to be under the right expectation, because a lot of you have been following me for a while and you know that I'm all about setting the right expectation. This is no different with this business. Any business endeavor that I do, I like to be on the same page with everyone I'm working with. So that's that. If you have questions though, and you don't necessarily want to do a consultation, you just like, I have general questions, or I have questions, I'm considering repairing my credit, but I really don't want to do a consultation at this point, you can always email me as well. My contact information is on my website and those links are down below. You can also text me. You can go on my social medias and DM me. You can leave comments. So there's other ways that you can get your questions answered too. I am going to film another video later with some credit Q&A questions that I've gotten as well. I made a post today, and this post that I made was going over how having bad credit really does cost you. Literally, you know, you're paying more in interest, and I'm going to make a video over that in a little bit. But a lot of times you're paying higher interest, and so you're paying more for, let's say, a vehicle than someone with better credit and a lower interest rate would. You're paying more in rental fees. For example, when I had my mortgage, I paid, like, right now in this apartment, I'm paying like double, no exaggeration, of what I paid for my house. I'm paying double each month compared to what my mortgage was. And that included my homeowner's insurance, that included the mortgage, and, you know, so not being able to get into a mortgage and having to pay rent, that costs you more as well. So those are some things to kind of think about. Also, if you're looking at where you can live, let's say that you are not looking for a house at this point. For me, let's take my position for an example. I just got back to Michigan not too long ago. I was living in another state, and I wasn't sure when I got here if I wanted to purchase a home in Michigan or if I wanted to purchase it elsewhere. So instead of me getting into a house and then worrying about selling it again really quick, I wanted to get into an apartment and make sure that I want to stay here. And then if I want to stay in Michigan, which area, before I started my home search. But let's say that you're looking for a place to live and you're not looking for a home at this point. Let's say that you are in a similar situation and you don't really know where you want to purchase your home, but you do know that you want to live in this area for a minute. So you opt for an apartment or a condo. So certain apartments and condos have, if not all of them, credit requirements. And so your credit score has to be at a certain point in order for you to even be approved. And so that is something that you also want to consider. Not only are you a lot of times paying more in rent than you would a mortgage, but you also have to take into the consideration of not being able to move into apartments that you want to move into based on your credit score. What else? I mean, there's just a lot of different, you know, we can look at paying off your debt. Let's say you get a signature loan, you get approved for a signature loan to combine your credit card debt. Well, based on your credit score, the interest rate may be higher than it would have been if you had a higher score. And so you're paying more to pay off your debt than you would if you had a higher score. Now, I know a lot of times I talk about it's not just about the score, and it's not. But let's say once you get to the point where everything is in line and you get approved, a lot of times the interest rate is going to be based off of your credit score. So that's something to consider as well. When you're looking at repairing your credit, this is something that you really want to take seriously. I wish this fly would. But like I said, I'm going to do a whole nother video on that. So stick around, stay tuned. I'm going to send out, I have a email to send out. And yeah, that's pretty much that. I wish I'm gonna get this spray to kill this fly because I can't even concentrate right now. I'll be back to you in just a little bit. Hey everyone, so the night is winding down. I am organizing my desk, throwing out stuff that should have been thrown out, just making more room, because I need more room to do what I'm looking at doing, to do it more efficiently and effectively. So my mom picked up some of these bins. She saw these at the dollar store, so I'm going to be using this for, like, I'm thinking having one for the items that I need to mail out each day, like once I put everything in the envelopes and stamp them and address them, whatever needs to go to the post office, I'll put it here. And then I have another one, And I have like my drop shippers information, like packaging in that right now, but I need to change it. I need to definitely move this. I just have the drop shipping items out right now because like their packaging and their business cards out right now because I'm doing drop shipping orders. So if anyone drop ships their hair extensions through me, I get a notification. And with that notification, I am provided details such as the address of where the hair is being sent to. I'm provided details as to which textures their customer ordered, which lengths, the quantity, and then also if they send in branding items, what items they want sent with the orders. Some people don't send in branding items, and then I still send out the hair, but I send it out in, I'm trying to look to see if I have some hair out, and I don't. But I look to send it, I send out the hair in standard plastic packaging. So, like the plastic bags that you see bundles in that don't have any logos or names, that's what I'll send the hair out in. Nothing wrong with it. I've sent out hair for my business in plastic bags as well. But it looks better if you do have branding, obviously. So there are people that send in their branding. I go ahead and I put the bundles in their hair bags or put their bundle wraps around their bundles, hair care instructions that they have them, their business cards, and that's that. There are some drop shipping clients that I have where I just ship the hair directly to them, and then they go ahead and they ship the hair to their customers and clients. So just kind of depends, but that's what I was working on right now. Yes, just getting things organized because it just makes things so much more smooth, run so much more smooth, like I mentioned, when things are organized. So that's what I'm working on now. So I'm going to continue doing that for the remainder of the night, and then I will start fresh in the morning. Trying to think if I'm going to record a video tomorrow. Don't know if I'm going to have the time, honestly, but I'll try to record one. I am still trying to create my videos as frequently as I can. But like I said, there is a lot on my plate, I'm not even going to lie. So if you're not getting videos as much as you used to, that is the reason why. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this vlog. I do want to thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. If you have any video suggestions, you can leave that down below as well, or you can go and submit your suggestions in the forum on my website at keepingupwithbrittany.com. And I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye.